Through the Headset Podcast with your boy Uncle Keef. I got a special guest, one of my good brothers, my good friend, joining the show, man. I just hit him up on a humbug and he said, listen, man, I would love to hop on. So I'm glad I finally got time throughout your busy schedule to get you on. But man, welcome to the show, Henry.
I appreciate you, man. Thank you for
Good.
having me.
It's weird calling you Henry, bro, when I've been calling your ass fan for so many damn years.
It's funny just being, and we're gonna get into it a little bit later on, but in the corporate world, everybody calling you Henry and stuff like that. Like, man, my teammates call me this, my boys call me this, but we'll go with it.
Listen, dog, it's so funny. I was like, man, saying Henry, Brian called this man Henry, and I don't know how I ever called him Henry.
Right. So, hey, man, it's a new day.
Yeah, for sure. Absolutely. Well, a good part of the podcast I like to do, man. I do weekly check-ins. Right. I do this with my wife. I do this with everybody I talk to. So first, kind of how it goes is I say, man, how are you mentally? Scale to 1 to 10. 1 being the lowest, 10 being the highest. And then kind of just give me why you're at that rate, etc. too. And I'll also do the exact same things. As soon as you get done speaking, I'll talk about the middle piece. We go to spiritual, we go to physical, stuff like that too. So mentally, man, how are you? Scale to 1 to 10. How are you?
Man, it's gonna put me like being vulnerable. This is a vulnerable moment.
It's good because you're my dog. Absolutely.
I'll be honest, though, man. I won't hold back. I'm today at this moment. I'm probably at like a 6 or 7, man.
Okay.
I'm in a good mood, but just like there's been a lot of stuff going on lately.
For sure.
I'm building back up, but generally averaging around an 8, 9. But this moment probably like a 6, 7.
Yeah. If you were below a 5, I'll be like, hey, bro, what's up with you, man?
I gotta go tap in.
Hey, what's up with you? Yeah. You gotta go home, big fella. That's the medicine.
Below 5, I wouldn't be able to accept this request.
Yeah, if you was below 5, man, hey, bro, we ain't doing this, man. Go ahead. But the good thing is, man, about being like a 6, 6.5 is like, I hope you're not depressed, right? I hope you're not. That's a good thing, right? Most people, they be like, oh man, I'm at a 10, but really, you really at like a 6.5.
Yeah,
if you say you at a 10, I'll be looking at you crazy if somebody would tell me, man, I'm at a 10 or a 10.1. Man, no, that I'm not believing that.
Yeah, no, man. 6 might be even a little bit dramatic, but for sure, for no less than a 6, probably a good 7, solid 7. And I said, excuse me, it's a couple of factors that come in,
right? For sure.
To put me at that moment, like I said, at this moment, it's not. I wouldn't say it's a depression thing. It's literally,
for sure,
adjusting to new situations and whatnot.
Yeah, like absolutely. Well, man, I think I'm probably at like a 7.5, 8ish. I've been in a good headspace, man, since the start of this year. Right. Of course, we go through the difference is since I've been removed from ball, I now have normal people problems.
Right.
Bills.
Yeah.
What we gonna eat today?
Yeah.
Cardinal. You feel me saying? I got no.
It ain't all planned out for you no more.
It ain't planned out for me no more. So now I'm finally adjusted to it. It's taking me some time to get adjusted to normal people shit.
Right.
So now I'm at the point where I'm like, okay, cool. Like I got a good routine. I got a good rhythm. I'm straight. Like as long as nobody takes me out of my rhythm, I'm good to go. So I'm probably like a 7.5, 8. Of course, like I said, I got little shit going on around the house. You also as well. So it's kind of just little stuff like that. But man, I'm in good spirits, and that's always a good thing.
Good, man. That's good, man.
That's always a good thing. Where you at spiritually? Let's go to 1 to 10.
Man, believe me, I'm at like an 8, man. I've been
good.
Got back in the church. Not that I like straight away on my faith or in a question. It's just like, been living in New Jersey for the past couple of years. Never really found a church or really went out my way to find no community, anything like that. But, I'm back home, my peoples, for a little bit. Not for the long term, but for a little bit as I adjust back down here. And I've just been going to church with my people, man. And, it's been good. Really listening to the word, really, as I'm getting older, really dissecting the word and not just listening and be like just that Sunday or whatever day I may go, but really taking that and applying it throughout, how can I apply this to my week? The next day, every day. How can I try to get 1% better? How can I apply this word or sermon, whatever this topic was today, into my life in order to make me a better person, better man, brother, son, friend, all that, that it entails, stuff like that. So definitely has a solid 8 for sure.
That's good, man. I think I'm at like a 7 or 8 too, but we kind of the same. Like for me, last time I've been to church, it's been a while since I've been to church, but my spiritual faith has never gone away. I do believe in the man upstairs. Like that's my dog. But recently what I have been doing is the past month of some change, I've been doing my daily devotional. I get up 7 a.m. You know what I'm saying? Go through my old folk, maybe some coffee or go work out to the gym, come back. And then I read a chapter in the Bible. I highlight the Bible when I kind of take my notes, right? What has this Bible verse taught me today and how can I use it, throughout my day or throughout my week, etc. So I'm kind of taking that step into doing that. I've grew up in a church. I went to church every Wednesday for Bible study, every Sunday. And as you got older, you became an athlete in college. Church wasn't really a thing,
that was an afterthought.
It was the afterthought, right? So starting to get back into it. Hopefully I can start get back into it. Of course, we got busy schedules, but what I can do is at least get my butt in his word, right, and into that Bible as well too. So I'm kind of like about right around you 7 or 8ish as well.
It's so funny with our your faith. I know we're gonna also get into this later on, but like my background, I'm Nigerian, so
yes,
I grew up in a Nigerian church. It's different. It's different.
Listen, I'm anxious to learn. I'm actually anxious to learn about that, bro. Like I'm truly intrigued about that.
It's intense, you know what I'm saying?
For sure. You don't got to get in depth if you don't want to, but feel free when we get to that point. And then physically, we all know you're strong ass, right? You've been a how I want to call it, your genes,
man,
right, have been a little bit different, but outside of playing ball, right, you're in the real world now. So where are you at physically? What does that look like for you?
Believe it or not, I'm at like a 9. I'm waiting on this these last 2 packs to come in.
Come on, man.
Waiting on these last 2 packs to come in. I'll be in the 10. But no, in all seriousness, man, I'm at a solid 9, man. I've been running. I've always hated running. Anybody who play ball does. I hate cardio.
Facts.
I'm not doing no sprinting. I'm not doing no long distance. I'm just getting my ass on the treadmill before every workout, running a mile, 2 at the most. And doing that, some ab workouts, and because people always see me and be like, oh man, what you do powerlifting or so I'm like, I don't like working out, to be honest. Like
days are over.
Most of this is genetics, like to be completely honest with you, man. But overall, I'm healthy, man. I'm eating better, drinking a lot of water, man. Like I don't drink any. It's funny, I don't drink juice. I don't drink soda. But I drink alcohol. But I don't drink juice. I don't drink soda. And you gotta make sure you balance it out with whatever you're doing. So I feel good, man. I got feel injuries from football. They probably still lag a little bit, but that's part of what we accepted when we signed up for that sport. So.
Yeah, for sure. Well, hell, I'm on the flip side, boy. I ain't gonna tell you. I need to get myself back into that gym. I think my biggest thing, bro, is I got to, bro. It's a must. The thing is, I still look the same.
Mm-hmm.
I still look 6'5", 265. I'm good.
I don't think you're gonna get any shorter, but
I ain't gonna get no shorter. I definitely refuse to get any wider, but I don't really eat bad. Yeah. I think for me, that's the main reason why I ain't really gained a lot of weight, because I don't really eat bad food. I eat salmon and chicken. I don't eat no red meat. I don't eat junk food like that.
I ain't say all that now, because I'm eating steak.
For sure. Well, only reason why I don't eat steak is my wife don't eat steak. So I'm like, well, heck, ain't really no point in me even cooking one. If hell, she can't cook one. She can't eat either.
I see who in the house.
Facts. So she do the cooking. She do the cooking. I don't mess around with that. But yeah. So I need. It's been a goal of mine to do so. I just got to get up and do it. Literally, just got to get up and do it. Find a way, because I coach as well. But I'm like, man, that's an excuse. We ain't have any excuses in college. We just had to get up and go do it, right? So I think I need to get to that point to do so.
You can find the time, man. I think it's all about just prioritizing. And,
basically,
literally, like you could carve out 45 minutes, even throughout some time in your day. Whether that's early in the morning, after work. I salute people who work out in the evening, man. Like after a full day, whatever your career or job is, man, to work out after putting in that time, man. Shit,
listen, I'm sorry, I don't know how folks do it.
Yeah, they different.
I don't know how they do it, man. I truly don't.
Oh man, they different, man. I get home, man. Shit, don't bother
ready.
Me. I'm chilling.
I'm ready to put my feet up, man. I'm enjoy this day.
Exactly.
Yeah, for sure. Well, good. Well, listen, man. So I've always had trouble with pronouncing your last name, right? I've always had. That's why we call you Fam, and I don't want to mispronounce it, right? So, if you can kind of walk me through who you are, right? And that's a broad question. You can be a lot of different things, right? But kind of just first thing that comes to your mind of who you are. Talk about your ethnicity, right? Please pronounce your last name correctly, even though I know, but I don't ever want to mispronounce it. Just like I don't want nobody mispronouncing my last name because I hear people call me Towbridge, and I'm like, no, it's Towbridge. So I'm gonna let you do so, but kind of walk me through, man. What that? Who are you and ethnicity, and kind of where you came from?
All right, man. So it's funny. I always get asked how to pronounce my last name, but I usually tell people give me their best shot initially, see how bad they mess it up. But I'll spare you today. Henry Famurewa. Famurewa.
I knew that. I just didn't want to. I didn't want to get it wrong.
One more time for the people in the back. Famurewa. Simple. Nigerian. Through and through 100%. Both my parents were immigrants, came here back in the 90s. Had me literally probably like 2-3 weeks after they got here.
Oof, man.
Yeah, right. So I was this close. But yeah, man, like I said, Nigerian family, got 6 sisters. It's a group that, all women. So very understanding person, man, and empathetic. And just and have that innate hustle. That's just what Nigerians do as people. It's just a different mentality, just a grind first mentality. It's almost like a sin to be lazy.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And that's just always been my thing. It's like I even before playing football, I was doing so many things. Like whether I was like riding a bike, I used to like ride that shit every day. Like one, I was like, I'm gonna be the next. I don't even know who was fired biking, but like Tony Hawk for BMX and skateboarding. I did everything besides surfing, and then I finally landed on football, man, in 9th grade. My first time playing any organized sport, and I landed on football. I played receiver. And
I ain't believing that. I'm not believing that.
I swear to God.
You got to show me a picture. I ain't believing that.
I didn't say I was good, but I played wide receiver, man. And I remember I was pretty decent at catching initially. Like I said, I wasn't the fastest, but I got hit one day, man. I was like, you know what, man? Put me on the other side of the ball, bro. I ain't trying to do this.
Getting hit, listen, getting hit is different from actually hitting somebody, dog.
100%. But did that, man, kind of just progressed through that. Was blessed with, like I said, the genetics, height, stature and all that good stuff. And, had a good handful of offers, ended up landing on Louisville for multiple reasons. And while in Louisville, I really grew into, who I was, along that journey of becoming who I'm, supposed to be in this life. And kind of accumulated like a lot of strong friendships, you included, different brotherhoods, learn like things have happened that really build character within a person. My situation that happened back in 2016. When I got shot. Yeah, that was really like a life-changing moment for me. Really just being thankful for life every day. So and just really like a person just living with gratitude, man. Like I think you should always leave with gratitude. I feel like it's supposed to be lacking in the world, man. It's just really like lack of like gratitude and just being like thoughtful of the next person and stuff like that as well. And just really leading, and all these connections I made have granted me the opportunity, to be where I am today, with getting my first role, my first job in the business in 2019, moving to New Jersey, really taking that leap of faith. Like, I'm not doing anything else, let me, see what this is about. Let me try it out. I don't know what it's about. Try it out. Really, and really, immersing myself in that fully and just really going hard in that again. Trying to fill that void of, not making it pro, and just really go hard on something else and put that same passion that I still had, it just wasn't anywhere to put it, put it in my career, in my professional career, in the corporate world, whatever you want to call it. And just a bunch of those different factors is come to play into who, Henry is today.
Yeah, for sure. I think the biggest thing, man, is like you said, there's not enough gratitude. There's also not enough genuine people in this world, bro. That's the biggest thing. You can be thoughtful all you want to, but if you ain't genuinely thoughtful, and it don't mean anything. It's not gonna.
You can feel it too, and you can feel it. You can feel absolutely being forced. You know what I'm saying? Like, and you know, I'm not about forcing bad energies. Like if we don't mesh, we're not compatible people. You know, whatever. We have two different ideals, visions, goals, whatever. You know what I'm
Yes,
saying? It could be keep it. You know, how about? But once you start trying to force that genuineness, like it's not genuine.
for
And
sure.
force that thoughtfulness, something like that, like force connections in general, man. It's just you can feel that energy, man.
You are right about that one, and that's the
And
best.
a lot of genuine people out here.
Facts, which is why we here
Wow.
because the people don't know is we also share the same birthday month. You are born what a week before me. You are
May
what
14th.
you
I'm
are
May
the
14th.
14th. I'm the 21st.
Right, right. So you a
Right?
Gemini. You're a
Yeah,
Gemini?
I'm a Gemini. You a Taurus.
Hey
My
man, I don't
sister.
want nothing to do with Gemini no more, man.
I'm a I'm I'm a May Gemini.
Word, okay.
I'm a May Gemini.
A little
June
different.
Gemini is different.
Yeah, man. Yeah.
Yeah. June Gemini is different. I know exactly what you mean by that. Exactly what you mean by that. For sure. Well, listen. So I know you hit on the college piece, right? So you came
Mhm.
from Atlanta. Where'd you go to high school?
Keecher High School, man, specifically Powder Springs, Georgia, in Cobb County.
Y'all were
Yeah.
terrible. Y'all
Who's
were
terrible?
terrible. Y'all were terrible.
Who?
Your high school was
Man,
bad.
we're not even finna get started, man. We powerhouse. Powerhouse, man.
Okay,
I
cool.
wasn't even the best player on my own team.
That's nuts. That's
A
freaking
lot of
nuts.
times you think D1, there's a lot of guys who they know they best player ever come through their high school.
You know what's
I
so
was not
crazy?
even the best person on my team.
I was the same way. The best player on our, but we had 7 D1 kids in my senior class, and our best player was a junior. He was a junior quarterback. I totally get it for sure. So then you came from Atlanta, right? And committed to Louisville. Of course, we're not gonna get all involved into the 4-year deal, man. But how did you think your 4 to 5 year career went, college experience went, and then also kind of walk me through maybe a memorable moment in your college, career that you may have remember or you're always going to remember or you're never going to forget it. What does that look like for you? How was it?
Okay, so my college career, man, was an experience that I am thankful to have experienced, and truthfully, nothing I regret. I don't regret. A lot of times people regret going to a school or something like that. I don't regret none of that at all. Again, going back to what I said previously, thankful like the friendships and connections that I made, even with some of the coaches that a lot of people get into with their coaches and whatnot. But thankful for some of the coaches in my life, they like instill different disciplines in me and different ways of thinking. Really elevating your thinking and helping you grow. If you're not surrounded by people that are in an environment that helps you grow, you stay stagnant. It's not really great for your growth in general. And academically, I'm gonna be honest, it wasn't that much going on, but with football, it just, it was great. I got my degree, so I'm thankful for that. Next one coming too, by the way.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, it was a great experience. And I say a couple things that probably my memorable moments is two of these. So I mentioned this earlier too. I'd say one that was impactful was, 2016 when, the situation happened.
Yep.
It's so funny because it's a memorable moment for two different reasons. And this is to answer both your questions. So the negative memorable moment came from the positive memorable moment, which was being in school while Lamar or L ended up winning the Heisman.
Yep.
Getting to you really like when we're in it, you don't really think nothing of it. That's just our boy, it's our teammate, whatever. It's Lamar, real cool.
Right.
When we think back, it's like, we really were, we played with history. And just really thinking that whole 2016 season was almost like a dream. We beat the hell out of Florida State at home.
Man, bro.
Man, I don't even remember that night. We went to Clemson. We lost crazy.
Yes. Yes.
No,
yes. Yes.
You know what I'm looking at.
Yes.
And, but just being in those environments, man, it was like I get goosebumps just even thinking about it.
Yeah.
Being on those teams, and then also, like I said, when Lamar won the Heisman, the night I was shot, at the party, and was hitting my shoulder and hitting my foot, and that was terrifying. People don't, to this day, I don't think people really understand the full story that happened. And we can take this offline. I know we don't got to get into it too much here, but essentially, man, at a party celebrating Lamar, campus was going crazy. Couple, outsiders come in, just crash the parties. Stuff happens. Shots are fired. I get hit. Didn't even realize it. But that and being in the hospital for the next week after that, coming out and I'm fine. Like, nothing's wrong in my life. I was able to come in playing spring ball 4 months later. That's a blessing, and then that's just forever with me. I got it tattooed on me, man. Like,
that's good.
December 11th, 2016. It's going to be with me forever. And, I'm just thankful for that. And like I said, that's something I always remember. So that kind of answered both your questions at once.
Man, right, I appreciate that, because I probably would have thought of something like that too, but like an impactful moment, like, let's be real, that bullet could have went elsewhere.
Exactly.
You feel me? Like, if you think about the bigger picture, that bullet was in your shoulder.
Mm-hmm.
You know how this is not far from your head, man.
The craziest part is, so the bullet hit me, but I forget exactly what it was, but ricochet a couple places, and and the fragments ended up in my lung. Went like a day later, my lung had collapsed in the hospital. So I had to. A lot of people don't know this part. Like, I couldn't breathe, so they had to like stab a chest tube in me, man, and like to drain stuff, and like that shit was real scary, man. Like, people don't understand, man, and like, just that's honestly probably the most memorable moment in my life. My 27 years of living, man, it's the most memorable moment of my life. So to this day, man, I'm always thankful for life, man. And
for sure,
I don't mean to make this a dark.
Nah, hell no, man. But listen, man. Somebody's listening. Somebody got shot before. You feel me? Somebody got shot before, and it changed their life. It may have changed their life negative, it may have changed their life positive. And now you think about it now, like, got the shit tattooed on you. You also, bro, you also are living a successful life, bro. Like, zero complaints.
I appreciate that.
For real, like, real talk. Like, that's some impactful. That's a story to tell, and that's also the reason why the podcast is where it is. But I want to give people a different avenue to talk about their story. Right? I may not be the famous person in the world, but shit, this conversation go a long way for somebody who's listening. You feel me saying? Somebody who necessarily didn't know too. So I'm glad you hit on that as well. I talk about 2016 year, man, all the time, bro. Like, the experience. I have my jersey in here from Lamar. He signed it on his when I had went to the retirement. His name retired at U of L. Got Brittany with me. She has a sign. She signed his jersey, signed her jersey that she bought, signed the back of it, and signed mine as well. But we were sitting there talking with L, man, and he's like, listen, like, if we can go back, bro, 2016, man, if we can do it all over again, I'll go back and do it all over again. We shouldn't have lost that game. We shouldn't have lost that game to Clemson. We should have blew Virginia out at Virginia.
We didn't lose that game.
We didn't lose, but we was in a dog fight with some cats.
Yeah, but shit,
that was a game. That was a game after Clemson.
We ended up losing to Kentucky.
We ended up losing to Kentucky,
and then Houston,
and then got bounced by Houston from the jump.
Right.
And then end up losing the LSU game. Got bounced in LSU, bro.
Yeah, it's a tough stretch right there down the hall.
Tough. I think we went it was 6-0 up into Clemson, and then we finished out 2-4.
Yeah, it was bad.
It was bad, bro. Like, the ups and downs we went through that, man, and going through those freaking college game day, bro. College game day ain't been in Louisville since 1990 or something crazy like that, bro.
Yeah, man.
Like, blowing out Florida State when they was loaded. Coming into the crib and blowing them out, like sending them home and we kicking it. Like, you feel what I'm saying? Like, the experience.
Yeah, it was lit, bro, for real.
The experiences and that was probably out of my first year being in college, 2013 might have been the second littest year that I've ever had in my life. But 2013 and 2016 was like a college experience, bro. Like, I've always.
Did you win that Sugar Bowl team?
So I came in the year after.
Okay.
So the Sugar Bowl team, of course, was they won a game in 2013, but it was a 2012-2013 season. Okay. I came in May of that year, and that was when the basketball team won the national championship. The girls basketball team won the national championship. The volleyball team was in Elite Eight. Baseball was at Omaha.
Everybody's going crazy.
It was lit. It was phenomenal, bro. So I talk about that year all the time, man, in 2013, 2016, but I'm glad you mentioned that, man. That just kind of just had my mind blown.
What's it called? What's it called when you think about the past? It's
yes.
I don't know what the hell you was gonna say, but
I was about to say epiphany, but it's sort of like the same thing, but sort of kind of.
Yeah, we'll go with that.
Yeah, for sure, absolutely. Well, man, let's talk about this transition, right? I know about the transition. I remember not for sure if you remember, but when I think this was because you graduated when
I got out. So I got technically my last season was December 2018 or the last year.
2018. Yes, I remember 2018. You had the Challenger.
Yeah, man. I got that
You,
my sweet red, man.
you had to sell the Challenger. You were
Mm-hmm.
working at Enterprise,
Yeah,
and
that's the first job.
he was like, bro, I don't know what the heck I'm about to do. And I got you connected with Mr. I'm not for
Mm-hmm.
sure how you got to the job that you're at now, but kind of walk us through, man, what that transition was like, and then lead us into kind of like what you're doing now. And I got a few questions just about, what you're doing now in the liquor industry, et cetera, too.
Yeah,
So kind of walk me through that or walk us through that.
no, for sure. So I started, after I got done in 2018, I dedicated like the first like half a year of 2019 to giving them all to get into the league. So I was training. I got an agent. Was training. Um, Draft came around. I knew I was gonna get drafted, but let's see what rookie minicamp or
For sure.
free agent deal or something like that. And had a workout with the Falcons. Got a call, and nothing came from it though. So May came and went. I was like, all right, you know what? It's time to accept. Like that dream is done. And it's one of the hardest things to accept.
Facts.
I'm gonna kind of get through everything else quickly, but this part I think is the biggest part.
Facts.
And it's realizing when a dream is like, I'm not gonna say a dream, but realizing just when something may not be your calling.
You've been doing it all. You've been doing it all your life.
Or something may have served its purpose.
Mm-hmm.
Or just accepting it, like, man, like, to be honest, sometimes like, bro, them boys raw. It ain't got nothing. Them boys raw. Like, we see Sundays, them boys is raw.
You hit it right on the head. I think about that shit all the time. Them boys are raw. Different.
Like, they were like, you know what I'm saying? It's the top of the top at their positions in the world, in that sport. And it's just like, you know what? You didn't make it. Accept that.
Mm-hmm.
The sooner you accept that, the sooner you are able to move on and keep going with your life.
Mm-hmm.
But when you're holding on, you're continuously looking back or trying at something, I feel like, and I don't want to shoot anybody's dream down, because there's guys who go so many different avenues and still make their way into the league. Mm-hmm. You know what I'm saying? And if that's your dream, then keep fighting for that. Mm-hmm. But for those who are ready to move on and transition, it's a tough thing.
Yeah, I'm gonna pause you right there, because I was blessed enough to do 2 years. Right. My 2 years was a little bit different. Like, my story. I was underutilized in college, bro. I was not supposed to do 2 years in the league, let alone be undrafted free agent to the Buffalo Bills in 2017.
Right.
I was not even supposed to be there, to be honest with you, right? But as you get there, and they say it's harder, it's easy to get into the league, but it's hard as hell to stay in that mode.
Mm-hmm.
It's dudes that are literally there, that are there to feed their family. Legit. That's all they know. Right? It's dudes in there that have 18 kids, and they child support kicking their butt. So they gotta pay bills. So this is the sport that basically their job. You also got the guys in there like myself who, kind of worked his tail off. And like you said, I think it exhausted that opportunity exhausted itself. And I think I just ran out of luck.
Mm-hmm.
Right. You got a few guys in there, but then you also got some guys who's literally like, I'm gonna make a career out of this thing. Right. I'm gonna take this. How many years I take this, I'm gonna take that, but then also and some with it. So that's kind of nice. So that's like what the league is set up for. And then you hit it right on his head too. Like, man, like the sooner you accept that, and it took me a while to accept it, because I'm like, man, I can really be playing. I played on 4 different NFL teams and dressed and played with the best. Like, I could have been there, but it took me a while to accept that. And I'm like, listen, man, like, you ain't going back in the league, bro. Them booze is different. They are different out there. Different.
It's eye opening, man. I think what makes it tougher for us, is just a lot of our boys, that do make it. They make it.
Yes.
So you just see that it's almost like it's right there. Like I can feel it's right there. Some people can't fathom that. People who may not, play at a high collegiate level, right, or know too many people in that that stance. To them it's like a whole different world. It's almost like it's like fantasy. But for us, it was very much true in reality. But like I said, once you have to let go of that reality, that's what the tough part is. But I think the biggest thing you can do to help yourself after one accepting it and taking the time to reflect on everything that it's taught you, what how you benefited from your life, whether that's your degree, a college experience, scholarship that I be hearing people talk about loans, even my sisters, and I'm like, man, I really don't have to pay.
I'm so
I can't even fathom paying for a loan, and
I'm so grateful.
All that, and then the connections.
Connections.
If you really take advantage of it the right way, meet so many people throughout, the donors, alumni, staff of U of L, people who will be in your corner and that are willing to help you. And I think during that time of transition is when you lean onto that. Mm-hmm. So for me, going back to the whole question, for me, I started in enterprise. That was the first job I ever got in my life. Never worked before that. And I just needed something to pay bills. I had a car still at the time and just other stuff going on. Like, I need a job. So I'm doing it. I did it for probably like a month and a half, 2 months. And I was really good at it. I ended up top region or something like that. But I'm like, this is boring. It's not fulfilling. I'm not happy coming here. And I was like, I need something else. But like, I didn't force it. I prayed on it. I worked my network. I make my network work for me. Mm-hmm. And, I knew people. And that's how opportunities come. So long story short, I had a buddy of mine named Jamie Goldsmith, love him to death, great mentor. He had recently gotten into Brown-Forman. Mm-hmm. He was telling me, we connected a few times. He was telling me about this program that's pretty much like, helps develop young professionals, into the wine and spirits business, or AKA the, alcohol business. And I'm like, alcohol, what I'm gonna do with alcohol? Like what is alcohol? Or other than drinking, what I'm gonna do in that? But I'm like, he's like, give it a shot and explain, mapping it all out for me. And I started to see the vision a little bit. So went to New Jersey, got the job working with an agency called Hive. And I'm legit like from ground level, working with retailers, so liquor stores, big liquor stores, small liquor stores, working with restaurants and, literally helping them merchandise and build displays, like literally, work that you don't really like. I got a degree. What am I doing this for?
Right, for sure.
But really like learning the business from the ground level. Mm-hmm. I did doing that for like 2.5 years. Then I took a chance and moved to a wholesaler role. Mm-hmm. So I worked at a distributor. Otherwise, distributor, wholesaler, the words are interchangeable. Mm-hmm. And essentially, what you did there was those are the guys who literally will sell. So sales reps will literally be the guys who go to these stores, these clubs, these bars, wherever, and would literally sell to a buyer, usually the owner or manager, whoever would take these orders from them. So really starting to learn that business and how just literally the perspectives, learn about gross profits, margins, strip net sales, and just different, case depletions, really like learning the business dynamics and the analytics behind it. Working under a great manager there really taught me just like the distributor dynamics itself and the nuances that go on in the business, working with working with suppliers. And just throughout this whole time, I was working alongside Brown-Forman brand. So Brown-Forman is a conglomerate company. So like a Coca-Cola or Pepsi, then they own a bunch of little other companies and big brands that you may know of, like Pepsi will own Frito-Lay or whatever it is. Brown-Forman, headquartered in Louisville, owns this brand here on my chest, Jack Daniels, Woodford Reserve Bourbon, Old Forester, Herradura Tequila, Humidor Tequila, Forage Gin, Corbel Champagne, Humidor Tequila. What am I missing? Diplomatical Rum.
Hey man,
I'm listening. I gotta rip a little bit, man. But
but listen, you talking like, bro. I got my eyes are watering, bro. You are dedicated to your craft, bro. Like, that's crazy to me.
Yeah, man.
Right. To think about that. And that's just me being, I'm saying who I am, but like Brown-Forman and what you do, bro, is vital, bro. Like, that is a huge company in this world. That's a billion-dollar company, bro. Like, and you talking like it's just a normal ass job.
I mean, it is, man. It is just like, to me, like, I'm not like, while I was working in the agency, the first job I got, is where I really started to like, I used to start forming connections with other people within the company, like VPs, execs, directors, managers, and it's just like listening to them. Obviously, and just listening to him, like, it's not your typical job. It's alcohol. It's not, it's not. I'm not a doctor. I'm not an engineer or nothing like that. It's not tech, but it's alcohol. So it's business, a very profitable, lucrative business, and a fun business at that, bro. Now you got to manage that fun because you need to find your way out the door. It's alcohol, like I said, you got to still be able to be responsible, have that discipline and whatnot. But essentially, man, it's just a fun business, really. And again, it still sells, but I'm not now at this point where I'm at now in Atlanta. And it's funny, before I got here, I interviewed for 2 other roles. Mm-hmm. Everybody always thinks it's such a straight journey. I interviewed for 2 other roles prior to this one, in Brown Foreman. So I tried to get in to manage the Connecticut market. Mm-hmm. I didn't want to go to Connecticut, but I wanted to get in the company.
Oh, man.
Didn't get that.
So only thing that's in Connecticut is ESPN, man.
Come on, man. Well, what I'm going to do out there? Young, 25, something like that. I don't know. I interviewed for that, didn't get it. I'm like, all right, cool, whatever. I interviewed for New Jersey, the market I've been in and learned this business, didn't get that. At this point, I'm like, all right, now you've been rejected twice. Your ego's a little hurt. You're just like, for what? And then a few weeks after, I go up for this role, Atlanta. I was rejected these 2 other roles that I didn't really want, but I wanted the money and I wanted the role. But now I'm literally in a perfect situation. I'm back home in Atlanta. And I couldn't write that story myself.
I know, God, right there.
And I just came into a perfect situation, man. And now I'm a market manager for emerging brands in the state of Georgia. So what does that even mean? All right, so I listed our big brands: Jack Daniels, Woodford Reserve. These are the brands that keep us employed. These are the brands that keep lights on, keep every pockets full. I focus on our smaller, new acquisition brands that don't have a lot of volume as of yet, like Jack or anything like that. That are still in the development and growth stages. With that comes a lot of challenges, but it comes a lot of fun because you're building a brand, from the ground. You're building it. You're advocating for it. You're getting. I'm selling my friends on this. If I can't sell my friends on it, how am I gonna sell to a stranger? You know what I'm saying? And essentially, I manage our wholesalers in Georgia. I manage our distributor partners, who are the guys who will go and sell. So I give them direction, guidance, clear-cut objectives, goals. I'm the one mapping all this out. Henry, who ain't had a job, who never worked 3-4 years ago, I never had a job in my life. And now I'm over here directing people left and right and trying to put my vision into how I want things to go and what my goals are and stuff like that as well. And it's like sometimes I sit back and reflect on it. I'm like, I don't know how the hell I got this job, man.
I don't know what I did, but I
had imposter syndrome when I first got the job because I'm like, ain't no way I'm supposed to be here, man.
Right.
But it's like you sit back and really look at the work you put in.
Yeah.
For the past few years, your experience, whatever it may be, and I'm like, I deserve this.
For sure.
Do this.
Right. What is your day-to-day look like for you as far as being?
Man, it's different. So one thing about me, I knew if I was going to work for a company, work for somebody else, I could not do a job where I'm sitting down in one place, stationary every day, looking at a computer screen. Mm-hmm. Everybody's different. Henry, I know my attention span. I need to be active. I need to be out. I like to be in front of people. I'm a very personal person. At least I like to be so. And I like to talk. And some days, so the way I structure my week, all about how you structure your week. Mm-hmm. I usually be at home Mondays and Fridays. Sometimes during the week, if I got a lot of meetings or a lot of calls I have to take. But then essentially, I try to schedule meetings with great accounts. My accounts are literally places that y'all frequent at: clubs, bars, restaurants. You might go to your down the street corner liquor store, whatever it may be. These are accounts to me. These are people who produce a lot of revenue for us in the state of Georgia. A lot of profit comes from these places. So I go there, talk to them, hear from them, from their level, how's the business going? What are you seeing? What are the dynamics changing? How is, purchasing changing? Some people are shopping down. By that, I mean, people are, clinching their dollar more. They don't have stimulus money no more. So they ain't buying 1942 off the shelves anymore. Right. Now let me grab it. They're going back to let me grab this Cuervo and get on about my business and stuff
right, for sure.
So things like that. I may have an idea that I want to execute an event I might be go trying to lock down a deal somewhere at a concert venue or something like that. It just all depends, man. So I'll say at least 2 days out of the week I'm working from home. The standard emails and other admin work and whatnot, and then other days I'm making shit happen, man. That's my job, is to make shit happen, push the needle, man.
Yeah. How many direct reports do you have underneath you?
So it's funny because I don't technically report manage anybody. That's the difficult part is because my job is to manage our distributors, but you're managing by influence.
Okay, understandable.
You're managing by objectives. You manage by gaining respect, truthfully. Because as a distributor, Brown-Forman is a supplier. Supplier, literally, or manufacturer. We control the brand. It's a 3-tier system you have to go through. So it's supplier or manufacturer, wholesaler, and then consumer or retailer.
Okay.
So I have to manage our distributor, who then goes out and sell these to these retailers. And they're not only selling our brands, they are selling Don Julio, Casamigos, Crown Royal, Tito's, Kettle One, Captain Morgan, Malibu, Bombay, whatever you name it. So I have to make sure I still fight for their focus on our brands in order to continue to hit my objectives and their goals as well.
So the distributor, I'm just trying to think of name a distributor for me that you think I would know.
RNDC.
Yes. Okay. Got it. Perfect. I see it. I see it now. It now. I'm visual.
You're good. So, but outside of all that, numbers, analytical, corporate shit, it's alcohol, man. We fucking party. Funny. I remember when I first got hired, my boss was like, "Man, this is one of the greatest, industries to be in. For one, it's recession proof. For two, it's like saying, you get to live like a millionaire without being a millionaire. We go out, a lot of our great partnerships or sponsorships, deals, whatever. We're in suites at football games, basketball games, baseball games. We've got tickets, unlimited. We're going to all these 5-star dining restaurants, whatnot, clubs, automatic sections, whatever it may be. Hotels, nice 4 or 5-star hotels, man. Like it's literally like I'm blessed, man. And
it's good, man.
There's different levels to the supplier side and the business. Like my perspective can be completely different from somebody else. I hate this, and everybody, like I said, everybody has their own journey, man. So far on my journey, I literally have no complaints. I'm blessed, man. I'm glad to be where I'm at. I'm excited for where I'm headed. And right now I think I'm really focused on, because a lot of people come to me, especially a lot of younger guys now. It's how do you get there? It's kind of like
that was my next question.
Of course, how can I pour into them? To maybe it's not this industry you want to get into, but how can I help you transition from that place you're in mentally, from not playing football anymore? How can I help you get to whatever path that you want or need to be on? That's my biggest thing, is how can I guess essentially give back. Because I think that's what's really fulfilling, is like, I'm doing it, everything's good for me and stuff like that, but how can I impact the next person?
Yeah, for sure. I was in my next question. I was going to say, as far as anything that you maybe would tell someone who will want it, like, this is my industry. Like, I have a grandparent who loves liquor and I want to get into the liquor industry. Like, how would you sell, or how would you, push someone to get into this industry who would like to get into it?
First off, see, what's your interest. First off, everybody's situation is different. Like I said, it is alcohol, so it's also a sensitive thing too. Some people may come from families or a family member or whatever it may be, where they've been negatively impacted from alcohol. That's the negative side about it. Maybe whether it be something fatal or an addiction, whatever it may be. What we don't necessarily want to be associated with, but it's the reality at times.
Right.
Like, all right, coming from that, like, what is your appreciation for it, or is it just something you do? I'm not sitting here drinking every day. Like, no, I don't. I barely even drink during the week. Like, to be quite honest with you. And it's like, okay, if you want to get in the business, a lot of people try to say, I'm like, just get mad, like, right where I'm at, something like that. If you do it, I'm not saying it's impossible. If you do it, man, kudos to you, salute. But a lot of times, you got to work your way, man. Start at a distributor, at a wholesaler. Start with an agency. Where I started with is the agency. Agencies are like ambassadors. There are people who will go and do, talk. If you go to like a dinner at a restaurant, they have, Herradura tequila presenting, and that's an ambassador that's going to speak about the brand, speak about the, the history of it, taste profile and whatnot. Start with that, or start with like a key account manager. You're calling on, certain restaurants or bars, clubs, whatever it may be. You're assisting them with the business. You're helping grow and drive business outside of what I'm doing. Or being, like I said, a distributor, sales rep, account development specialist, just start working your way, learn business. And then while you're in those roles, you're forming connections with suppliers and other people who are whatever direction you want to be in, whether that's marketing, whether that's commercial sales, commercial business, is what I'm in, whether that's when, whatever it may be. There's so many different, it's a global company. There's so many different avenues you can take. Like I said, you got legal, brand building, whatever it may be. But essentially, if you want to get into this business, it's literally just networking, connecting, put yourself in these situations, source out, find an agency, find a distributor, and it'll go from there, man. It might seem vague and broad, but I promise you that's where you start. And then everything else is literally advocating for yourself. What did you do? What did, it's like Coach say, show me world. What have you done? What is your value? You get in these interviews. What value did you bring to that role you were just in? How did you grow business? Are you a fucking robot? Meaning, right? Don't get in there and start me off. Oh, I did this and be personable, bro. This is alcohol, man. Like you're going to live in Miami. That's an account. You got no one.
Literally an account.
No stiff person with a broom up there. You know what I'm saying? Like, you got to be yourself. Like you selling yourself every day. That's anything you do. You selling yourself. And at the end of the day, man, forming those connections, bro, is the biggest thing, man. Yeah. And like I said, starting with the agency. Like you want to specifically get in this business, start with getting an agency or getting a distributor. Breakthrough, Empire, RNDC, United. Who else? Johnson Brothers. There's so many. Like wherever you are watching this, wherever market, wherever state you in, you can start there and stuff like that.
Good. Well, I think you answered my last question. I think you hit that thing right on the nose as far as like free game. But before we hop off, we got 3 more minutes left, man. But if you can, I'm not for sure if you can or not, but any exciting projects down the pipeline, or any exciting projects or stories you want to tell from your experiences of being in this new role or previous roles, etc. You got any of those stories or any exciting projects you got coming down the pipeline?
Yeah, man. So I wouldn't say just specifically me. Everything's a team effort. Some things are other things that I'm excited my team's working on. When I say it's my team, I'm not like people under me, just like my counterparts and so on. That's locked in a huge sponsorship with the Falcons.
Wow.
So you go to Mercedes-Benz, you're going to see big Herradura tequila branding and Jack Daniels there. They're going to have a bar on the top level on the 3rd floor specifically. So if you go to the Falcons game, Mercedes-Benz Stadium, make sure you stop by the Herradura bar, Jack Daniels bar, get you some stuff. Henry sent you. There you got that's one big thing. Another thing coming up is One Music Fest. I don't know if you know about that. Yep. One Music Fest is in Atlanta the weekend before Halloween, or technically a Halloween weekend. Jack Daniels is the official whiskey for that festival. So that's another huge thing. Shout out to our marketing team for locking that down. What else I have specifically working on, man? Yeah, man, we got a lot of really good things. Taste of Atlanta's coming up, man. Working with them has been great too. We got some coming up in Midtown. I got Scotch Glendronach, who's one of our single malt scotches, and Slain Irish Whiskey. We sponsoring that as well. Yeah, man, it's a new thing every day, man. And
cool.
We're moving, man. So, like I said, I'm fortunate to be in the position I'm at. I'm fortunate to be able to, help others, answer questions and like that. I'm glad and thankful for you to have me on here as well, man.
Yes, sir. Well, listen, before we hop off, I like to have a little fun.
Okay.
So I need some tequila. I need something different. Or scotch. I've never tried scotch before.
Now I don't drink scotch. I'm gonna be honest.
Okay, cool. I'm not drinking. I'm not drinking.
Man, I like bourbon.
So I'm a big time bourbon guy. I'm a big time Blanton's bourbon. Freaking great. But maybe give me 3 brands or whatever it looks like that you think I should try if I haven't already tried it, because I like to have a little fun.
As for Woodford, man, I'll tell you to try one of the Woodford Reserve Master Collections. Usually a higher proof.
Yep.
Usually a little more top dollar. Beautiful bottle, beautiful juice. Those are limited releases. So once it's like gone, it's gone.
Yep.
You just gotta watch out. I know you're in Louisville, so you try to look a barn or something like that. Don't get one of those massive collections, man. They're usually like collectible items, believe it or not. You try that. Herradura Legend is another one. It's another premium tequila we have. It's part of our Herradura lineup. It's kind of more on par in comparison to like a 1942 Clase Azul type of thing. Not as high in price, but still up there in that line.
Cool. They got a dark version of that, or is it light?
No, it's an extra añejo. It's an extra
perfect. Cool. Yeah. I love the extra añejo. I love it.
Yeah, it's extra añejo, man. And then lastly, what would I say? Get your hand on some birthday bourbon, man. Some Old Forester birthday bourbon, man.
Old Forester birthday bourbon. Okay, all right.
Bourbon, man. If you can find that, good luck. But those are like high ticket items. If you want something that's more like you get this on like every day, try the Old Forester 1910. That's a bourbon.
Old Forester 1910. Well, I know people who know people, right? Yeah. Connections is big. Connections is big around here.
100%.
So I know people who know people. So I'm gonna take a picture and I'm gonna send it to you. One of these freaking bottles I'm gonna find, man. But outside of that, bro, like I always tell you every time we talk, if you need anything from me, holla at me. Don't hesitate to give me a shout, text me, call me, email me, Instagram me. But I'm happy. I'm excited for you. I'm proud of you, bro. Like from knowing you when you first got here your freshman year to now, man, like leaps and bounds of the way you've changed, the way you operate, the way you do business now. And then also, man, just continue to keep building connections. Of course, that's the biggest thing. You never know when you may need somebody, man. So again, I appreciate you for giving me some time, even though you didn't necessarily have to, but I appreciate you for giving me some time to hop on, man.
No problem, man. Thank you for having me. Serious, man. Keep going, bro. I love what you're doing, man. I'm sure others love it too. You know, even the people who may not say anything, bro. We see you. Keep doing it, man. Keep rocking out, bro. Love you, man. Just be passionate about it, man. And likewise,